I feel financially taken advantage of by my husband and want a divorce. I'm going to skip over a lot and summarize as best I can to reduce length. I've been with my husband 13 years, married for 11. I have always been career-oriented and have worked multiple jobs. The multiple jobs part has not been for my career focus, but rather to maintain our finances. My full-time job pays about $150K/year and I still have a couple side gigs to bring in extra money to just live. We live in a HCOL area. He never had a real job, really just part-time hobby work that would bring in around 10K per year as of about 5 years ago. Before that he received a benefit while in school to contribute to finances. For the past 5 to 6 years, I would bring up our debt, financial situation, etc. periodically. I would highlight his spending habits, exorbitant amount of credit card debt that he has accumulated, in my name, and the need for him to make a change and contribute. He would dismiss the conversation, get angry and yell at me for nagging. I've been at the end of my rope for a long time and felt that it has been clear. I had also told him on multiple occasions I would be okay with the financial inequity if he would take responsibility for the housework. I continued to be responsible for all cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. while working 50 to 60-hour work weeks. Several months ago I told him I wanted a divorce. He said he never saw this coming. I've never talked to him about how I felt about the finances, untrue, etc. He got a real job pretty quickly, paying about $90K/year. He still isn't contributing to any shared finances, rent, bills, etc. He helped with household chores at the beginning, but now it's back to the way it was before, which I thought would happen. I'm pretty sure I'm afraid to be alone, afraid I won't find someone to share my life with. In the heat of arguments, he's told me I won't find someone who cares about me like he does, etc., all the things that I am actually afraid of at my core. I want to be able to be in love with him again. He's my best friend, we have fun together. After everything I just don't think it's possible. I feel like I've been taken advantage of for years and I can't undo it. It's now been months of living like this with the changes he's made, and I still feel the same. I feel like a horrible person who is ruining someone's life if I move this forward. I think I already know the answers I need to, but maybe looking for validation. Should I continue with divorce or keep trying to fix this marriage? Comment. Get a divorce because nothing is going to change. Past performance is the best indicator of future behavior. You've seen plenty of his past performance including the broken promises. Don't let fear stop you from doing the right thing for yourself, and I think if you do carry on, all that's going to happen is you'll get even more resentful and just delay the inevitable. You've learned a lot about yourself in this relationship, what you want, what you don't want. Take that learning and start afresh. I think it could be a really exciting new beginning for you. Wouldn't it be better just being responsible for yourself and not having to deal with what he's not doing? He's not a partner. He's using you to take care of him. Look what it took for him to actually take a positive step forward. You shouldn't have to go that drastic of measures for him to step up. If he was a true partner, he should want this for both of you. It's only a partnership if you want to share the same goals and respect each other. If he truly loved you, he would never say or do anything he knows would hurt you. You told him how hurt you have been by his lack of contributing. It was only then he stepped up, and now he's sliding backwards. This will continue to be the pattern. How long should you have to endure that? Don't waste any more years being miserable. You sound like a beautiful, wonderful, loving, and caring person. Any person would love to have you as a friend and partner in life growing together. Life is too short to waste time on something that you hope will happen. You know you deserve and desire so much more. Don't waste any more time because this one isn't it. Anywhere other than contributing to the cost of his living. He probably still uses her credit cards and doesn't pay them off. If he's making $90K a year and she's making good money too, I would be very interested to know who or what he's wasting such an exorbitant amount of money on. Gambling? Drugs? An affair? OnlyFans? A sugar baby? You deserve so much more. Don't fall for the wasted years fallacy. You didn't waste years, you spent them learning who you are and what you don't want in your life. My parents never taught me or showed me what I wanted in life, but they certainly showed me what I didn't, and to be honest, it was a much better lesson. Harder, but better. You deserve to be loved, prioritized, taken care of and wanted. This man only pulled up his socks when he realized he may lose the one person who allowed him to trample all over. It won't be long before he is fired or quits and reverts back to his true self, useless. Getting divorced will at the least ensure he has to pay for at least half of the marital debt. I'd even give him the house because you know he'll get it foreclosed on, but at least you'd already receive half because he'd have to buy you out. Don't let this user take any more of your money, time, or years. Hire a great lawyer and get all the proof he's the one who racked up the debt, because otherwise you may be stuck paying it. That's what happened to my mom and her first husband. She ended up on the hook for $50,000 debt that she didn't spend. That's the #1 tactic of toxic people. Not saying he is toxic, but he is being toxic right now when he says this. You won't find someone who cares about you like he does. He won't find someone who'll put up with his cheap-ass, lazy bullshit like you do. I know it's rough, but ask yourself, what are you getting out of the relationship? What is he bringing to the table? Get out before you have a kid. I was in your shoes but with different reasons. I left. This person is right. Past performance is indicative of what your future will look like. That is all you can go by. I left in 2019 and I got a good divorce lawyer and a wonderful therapist, and I am doing amazingly. Not sure what you do for a living, but my situation and finances are similar to yours, being a nurse, and there is no way someone as wonderful as you will be alone. There are 8 billion people in this world. There's many people out there for us that would fit, that would align with our values. That's why you don't stay with someone who does not share the same values as you inside of a relationship. I can tell you with 100% certainty, as a 42-year-old divorced woman with 3 children, you will be happier if you get a good therapist and a good divorce lawyer. Don't coddle him. He's going to say he never saw this coming. Stop speaking with him. Talk only to your therapist. I dated this man once, and when we would fight, he would always tell me that no one would love me like him and no one will care about me because I was fucked up. I had 2 boyfriends before cheat. According to him, I was too independent to love. He would always want to hear that I needed him, but I didn't understand because I had been living a successful life before him for years. That logic might have been the Dutch women in me. Of course he was full of shit. I was single for 5 years after this all, and it was just a lot of fun. Now I am living with a man who loves me to death. But even now, I rather be single than in a bad relationship. If your husband is now making $90,000 and still not contributing in any way, it's easier to be single. Your husband is right though. No one will love you like him. They will love you better. Treat you like a partner. I am upset for you that he told you the divorce talk came out of nowhere, because it shows that he doesn't care. I agree. I don't know anything about the divorce laws where you live, but I would urge you not to speak with him about divorce at all until you speak with an attorney and serve him. He may figure out that if he quits his recently obtained job, then his income goes to zero, which could require you to pay some kind of alimony. Another question is that even though he is working, does the disparity in your current incomes open you up to any kind of alimony? If you find out that it does, then you might consider putting your side gigs on hold if possible. They will just add more to the disparity. Finally, do your side gigs generate case income? If so, and if it were me, I would find a home for that cash outside of your home and any kind of bank account or safe deposit box. Next story 2. My ex is trying to stay in contact with me after the breakup. What should I do? My boyfriend and I dated for a few months officially, but courted for about a year. I had to move home, to a different state, which both of our hometowns are in, unexpectedly, since I am looking to switch jobs. I want to move back to the city we were in together, but there's no timeline for that. He currently lives with his brother that owns an apartment, so no privacy, and he's also finishing his master's degree and studying for the accounting exam. He starts his full-time next year and he's obviously busy. I'm also trying to find a new job and trying to figure things out too. The long distance became a little stressful after a couple of hiccups where I got upset since a visit had to get cancelled, out of our control, and one night I got upset while I was out and wanted some attention and got a little upset. There was a lot of tension. Distance is hard since I'm huge on quality time. He ended things saying the distance is too much and now is just not a good time for us, and maybe sometime in the future when it is. He also said he needs to focus on himself right now. He asked about my perspective and I said I was willing to work out the distance, but he never communicated any of his feelings about it or tried to be proactive about it. I also mentioned most of our relationship hasn't been 100% in proximity with each other, so it's been technically distance majority of the time, and he's just putting pressure on himself with a relationship label. We ended things amicably with respect. I accepted it and didn't reach out, didn't beg. I realized after that it was probably for the best, and while I may not have the full bandwidth to have a relationship right now, he has growing up to do while he doesn't have his own place yet and hasn't started his full-time job yet. 1 week out, he texted me asking how things were going and I kept it short but civil and nice and left him unopened. The second week I sent him a photo just from a year ago from that day as a memory, just to offer an olive branch to show I wasn't hostile, and he sent me back a photo from the same night of him kissing me on the cheek. Light conversation, but I left him unread after a little. This past week, third week, he reached out and asked how I've been and we ended up continuing the conversation and have been in contact for 3 days straight now. I do of course miss him, but I don't have an intention or agenda to be in a relationship right now. I know he's also studying a lot too and working on himself. I just don't understand how he says he wanted to focus on himself yet he's trying to keep contact with me like before. Sleeping together is clearly off the table since we're not even in the same state and conversation has been kept light. I'm answering on my own time and not investing much emotion or time into my contact with him. Maybe things may work in the future, but I agree that now is probably not the best time. Keeping things at arm's length for now. I just want people's thoughts and what I should do. Comments. It sounds like you're doing everything right if you want to continue a friendship. You are keeping him distant, but still answering, not investing too much emotion. I think that's fine. I remain friends with several of my exes, and I've never seen an issue with it. It depends on you now. What do you want? A friend? Because it would be easy to maintain. Silence. Then, just let him down by saying you still feel like you need space. It's a thin line because I still would be possibly open to a relationship down the line if the timing and the circumstance are better, but I also have never maintained contact with my other exes. I've burned those bridges and they're blocked on everything. This one was not a bad ending with terrible drama and was quite respectful and amicable. Guess I will have to take it by day.